All right, so we have 2 cups of pancake mix and then 1 container of the pre-measured out blueberry muffin mix, and we're going to add those into the big mixing bowl here, just like so. And I use different containers so I could identify which were which for the camera. I'm going to put those over here by the sink just so they're out of the way for us. Take your whisk and mix them together, just so that the flour is all integrated with each other, since they use slightly different ingredients. Look a little different and everything, so make sure that's all ready to go. And then you're going to take, instead of 1 cup of milk, we're actually using 1 cup of fruit juice. Pour that right in there. You're going to use half a cup of water and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, just like that. Start whisking these together, and you can add your eggs in right here too, but I prefer to add them in a little bit later, just because I think it makes it work a little bit better, and I just believe they taste better in the end anyway. Just whisking it together, trying to get all the moisture into the powder here. And for the sake of simplicity, I used Bisquick pancake mix and pre-packaged muffin mix, and it becomes super thick, and that's what we're hoping for. See, it's just super thick right there, and you just want to make sure you get all the small chunks, whisk it together. Do this a few times, just make sure it's all integrated. And if there's a few white spots, it's okay. Not trying to get too much of it. Like that. Now you're going to want to take 3 of your 5 eggs and set them aside for later, because right now all you're going to need is 2. Then you're going to crack your 2 eggs, and then put them directly into there. You can go ahead and use this as the trash bowl if you like. I tend to. It keeps everything together for later. Crack your 2nd egg. Alright, and then right in there. We're going to keep those eggs separate for later, because we're going to be adding those in a bit. You just want to mix it all together. It's going to look a little yellow, and it's fine, it's supposed to. And it's going to look like it's not blending effectively, but really it's fine. Don't worry about it. Going through, getting all of it just like that. And the mix is already looking thinner, that's fine. And because of how thick this mix is, it's going to make the muffins extremely thick. So you're going to take your pre-canned blueberry mix that came with the muffins, put those right in there, and it's blueberries and the juices, and you're going to want to use the juices again just to make it to where the mix is a little bit thinner. Because like I said, this is a very, very thick mix, and it's going to splash a little bit because of how the stuff already is, so unless you're extremely careful, it's going to be a little messy. And it's alright, you know, a little cleanup in the end doesn't hurt anyone anyway, right? So, keep it going, just try to get as much of it mixed in together as you can, and it's going to come out looking a very dark purple, and that's the color you want. And at the middle, it's fine if it's still a little gray, but try to get as much of that purple in there as you can. And there you go, see? Now it's a solid purple almost all the way through. Alright, so now that we have our trays right here and we have some butter on a paper towel, just go inside and wipe the inside of each one down a little bit, just greasing up the inside. And we're using butter instead of any of that non-stick stuff because, you know, in the true Southern style these originated, gotta have a little bit of butter and everything, right? Grab a little more, just like so. So you can use your finger, you're going to be cooking it off anyway, right? Always make sure you wash your hands very thoroughly after handling the eggs too. So, Just right through here. Boom. Boom. Alright, now that we've got all of our little holes in the muffin tins greased, we've cleaned out our 1 cup scoop, and we're just going to scoop up some, move the bowl over it because it's very thick, and just pour it in. I forgot to mention this earlier, if you don't want to butter up all of these little muffin slots, you can actually go and use little muffin paper cups instead, and that way you can make them like, you know, look like little presents for everyone too. And you're going to want to leave a little bit of room. I might have filled that one up a little bit too much. I'm going to use a little bit of room because those last 3 eggs we're actually going to scramble and put on top to make a super breakfast muffin. So you set it to 400 and then start that. That's the preheating process, and then you wait till it's good to go. Alright, and now that the oven is preheated, simply open it up and then put your trays of muffins in. And one trick you can do is you can always fill these bits with water where you don't have any in there to prevent burning and everything, so that's always good. So just put that one in there. And the second tray. Slide that in there. Now on the packages, it's going to say to go for somewhere between 17 to 19 minutes. But we're going to want to stop 5 minutes before it's done. Before it's done, we're going to want to stop 5 minutes so that we can take the scrambled eggs and put them on top. So you're going to go here, set your timer, go to, let's say 13 minutes, 12 minutes, even better. And start. And then we're going to let that go. Alright, while we're waiting for those to go, we're just going to take our eggs, crack them open real quick, and if you were paying attention, you're going to see that this is actually the same bowl as before. We didn't wash it or anything because we're just going to be using the eggs. And remember that just because in order to save efficiency and whatnot and save dishes from being washed and all that good stuff, we're not going to be putting these shells into another bowl. Alright, no problem right there. And just as soon as that little bit comes off, come on, stop fighting me there. Alright, close enough. Take that, put that there real quick, and just throw the other one away off camera real quick. Take the third egg, crack it open, and boom. Alright. Just throwing this away. Always try to keep your space clear, and just a little egg right there, and it's no problem. We can just wipe that down in a bit and just tilt it and whisk around. And it only takes a couple seconds to get it down. You want to make sure it's big fork movements though, and that way you can get lots of air into the eggs. Turns this nice yellowy white color, and that's what you're looking for. You're not adding anything else to it, it's just the eggs. And that's because the muffins already have stuff in them that's going to work to make a solid muffin. You don't need to add anything into these to make them fluffy or anything like that. So it just adds a good contrast and texture on top. And boom, your eggs are scrambled. So right here we just open up the oven and we can see the muffins right in there. You know, they're nice and gray. So we're just going to pull them out just a little bit so we can get the muffins. And we're going to take a spoon, dig a little hole on the inside. I know what you're thinking, but Bryce, you're going to ruin the muffins like this. Trust me, I'm professional. Right around there, and you can already see that on some of them they're already sticking to the sides, and that's really good. It means the outsides are cooked. I'm only going to put the egg in a few of them. We're not going to put them in all of them. Some people don't like eggs, so. Just simple motion, forward, back. Just want to make a small little hole. I'm just going to fill these up real quick so I can show you what you do. Take the egg and just pour a little bit inside. just like that. And the egg's going to bake into a nice layer. You're going to want to fill each of the cavities. Some of them are bigger than others, so you're going to need to use more egg on some. It's very hot though, so be careful. Try not to burn yourself while doing it. And there we have it. Those are the egg-filled blueberry pancake breakfast muffins. Ready to go. Took maybe an hour to make, and they're great for, I said, breakfast. You can have them as a dessert, everything. So yeah, enjoy.